Yes, what is the meaning of freedom? Freedom in every aspect. So you have the freedom to choose the job you want to. You can think freely, yes, Shantanu, no one can stop you from doing what you want. But just think, because you belong to a particular race, you are not allowed to pursue dreams. That your freedom is limited till here. This is where your limits are. This is where your dreams are, and you're not allowed to go beyond this. We cannot define freedom. Freedom cannot be this much for someone and so, like without limits for others. And when our freedom is taken away, our dignity is taken away, which is not a nice thing. And this has happened for so many decades. And now in this chapter, what are we reading? The South Africans, how they managed to get freedom, and they are at that point of change where they want equality in all fields of life. Who's the person addressing? Who is the person we're talking about in this chapter? Yes, it is Nelson Mandela. What is the important occasion? What is the important occasion? It is the formation of the first democratically elected government. And on that occasion, Nelson Mandela giving the speech. And what does the presence of the international leaders show? What does the presence of the international leaders on this occasion show? Yes, it's a republic government, Shantanu. Yes, what does it show here? The leaders are all there. What does it show? They are all extending their support to this new government. Yes, very good, Amritpal. Yeah, very nice. So they're all extending. I don't, yeah, Karthik is there. I was wondering where he is. I don't see you. Can you all turn on your videos, please? Can I see your faces? Yes, they will help. Not only, they will not help in forming the government, they help in supporting the government. And earlier it was as South Africa was there alienated from the rest of the world. The people did not support the principles which were there, the policies of that government. And now see how things have changed. And what about the military leaders? They all come to shake his hand. They all come to congratulate him. What does he have to say about that? What does Nelson Mandela say about that? Yes? What does he say about their behavior now? First, they had put him in jail. A couple of years, they would not have hesitated to have put him in jail. Now they're all showing their support and they're showing their, allegiance to the new government. And where does this ceremony take place? Where does this ceremony take place? In the Sandstone Amphitheater. What else is there so spectacular about this celebration? What was there so beautiful about it? He's given a speech. Afterwards, yes, right above him, they fly the planes. Yes, right? So the Air Force there, right? His daughter was there with him. Yes, very nice. His daughter was there with him, Shantanu. And so in that V formation, the aeroplanes flying and they're releasing that smoke of the color of the South African flag. Okay. Yes. So we had read till here. Any doubts? Any questions you have? No. So till here it is quite easy. Yes. And now we're going to continue with the chapter. Yes, so let's see here. So Nelson Mandela, he's given his speech. And what reference does he say? Who were the outlaws? Outlaws. What does he mean by outlaws? They were considered as outsiders. They were not given that equality, right? So now, then what happens later? So these African jets, South African jets, they're flying over the building and they spreading or leaving that trail of smoke. And what are the colors of the new South African flag? There's black, there's red, there's green, there's blue, and gold, right? So all the colors they are leaving behind, and the beautiful pattern, beautiful formation they are making. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthems and the vision of whites singing Kosi Sikele, I Africa, and blacks singing XI-XII, the old anthem of the Republic. So there were two national anthems, one which was the original one, and the second which was by the British white people who had made it. Okay, right? The old anthem of the Republic. Although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised, they would soon know the words they by heart. So it was an anthem which they had sung long ago, which had been given up. And now, yes, so they are going to learn the lyrics. They're going to learn the lyrics of this new anthem. So two, one the old one the new one. Okay, right. So on the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed with a sense of history. In the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before my own birth. So why do people keep on joining so late? In the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War, it was there between the Britishers, the white people, and the local South African people, right? So these people, they wanted to control the area, they wanted to control this country, and a long war, maybe the longest war which took place. And before my own birth, the white-skinned peoples of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial discrimination against the dark-skinned peoples of their own land. So within their own country, yes. So the white-skinned people who were there, right after this Boer War would settle down over there and they wanted to take control of things, they formed this system of racial domination, which became so deep, so pronounced, it took this very ugly shape against the dark-skinned people of their own land. So apartheid here, discriminating them on the basis of the color, on the basis of the race. The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, most inhumane societies the world has ever known. Now, in the last decade of the 20th century and my own 8th decade as a man. So he's been there suffering for almost 80 years. And in the last decade of the 20th century, that system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedoms of all peoples, regardless of the color of their skin. So yes, what we've read right now, it is about the system of apartheid, the long war that took place, the Anglo-Boer War, and to maintain some kind of, this governance over there. The people, what did they form? They formed this own system, a kind of discrimination which happened within their own land against their own people, right? And yes, this practice became so deep and it became like as if it was a part of their government. It was a part of their life that was discriminating people. And now he's very happy. He himself is 80 years and it's the last decade of the 20th century when this system was abolished. And now he hopes that everyone will get the equality that they deserve. So yes, so much of sufferings they have gone through and being discriminated on the basis of their skin, that the color of their skin. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people, people whose suffering and courage can never be counted or repaid. Whoever was there raising the voice against the system had to face a lot of problems. right? So they were sent to jail. They were, treated very harshly, and yes, so they could not raise their voice against this. And it was a revolution which took place. And all efforts were made by the government to stop this resistance. So he tells that so many people, there unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people. Change does not come without a sacrifice. And so these people there, many people there, they laid their lives down and they wanted to bring about a change in this system. They wanted freedom. They wanted dignity. I felt that day, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. Yes, here, let us just look at this line, all of you. Read it again here. I felt that day, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. I was pained that I was not able to thank them, and they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. We'll discuss this paragraph. Yes, so it's a little difficult one, and we'll just see what the speaker is there conveying. So what first line is very clear. A lot of sacrifices have been made by the leaders, by the people, and that is why this was possible, that this moment or this day came in their lives, right? And here he's feeling a deep sense of gratitude. He's feeling grateful for all the leaders. I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. What does this mean? What does this mean? I was a sum of. Right now, sum means a total. Right now, I am standing, symbolizing the sacrifices of all the people, of all the patriots who died for their country, who died for a cause, who died for freedom. So I am there representing them, because I was also like them. He also was a part of the revolution. He went to jail. He made so many sacrifices in his life, like the leaders before him. But he is right now alive to see that change happening in his lifetime. Others laid their lives for that cause. So what does he say right now? Wo kaise hai? He's like a symbol. He's a signifying. And who does he show? That he is there showing all the patriots, all the leaders, all the people, all the brave souls who laid their lives. Have you understood? Yes or no? I don't see you, so how do I know that you've understood? I don't see you all. Yeah? Okay. That long and noble line ended. I'm repeating it. And now began again with me. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. Once again, I am telling here in this paragraph, all of you look at your books, please. Can I see your books? Right? That this day, what day does he talk about? The day when they are forming their new government. They're forming their own government. And they're getting the respect and dignity that they deserve from all over the world. Okay, right? So he's talking about that very important day. And he says that this day did not come without sacrifices. Who all made those sacrifices? The leaders made those sacrifices. And they had to suffer a lot. They had to go through a lot of, terrible circumstances, right? And they were treated very badly. They were sent to prison, and they were made sure that they did not raise their voice and try to bring about a change. Okay, so he's there telling that I am not able to thank them. I want to thank the leaders who started this revolution, who brought about this change. And right now, as he stands there, what does he symbolize? He thinks that I am symbolizing I am the sum of all the sacrifices. कि जो मेरे से पहले जो लीडर्स ने सैक्रिफाइसेस किए हैं, अपनी लाइव्स ले डाउन किए हैं, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, मैं रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ, right? So he is there, and right now here he says that that long and noble line ended and now began again with me, because after today he thinks that nobody should lay down their lives for freedom, for dignity, and he wants that from now onward a line should begin which will get the due respect, the dignity that they deserve. समझ में आया? Give me yes or no. Yes. Harshita, Mehul, Karthik. Yes, Raghav. Shantanu. Jasleen, why? What's the problem? What's the problem? Yes, Jasleen, what haven't you understood? See, I really want you to be very thorough with this chapter. I don't mind taking 2 extra periods here. Then, like, of course, you people saying, ma'am, samajh nahi aaya. Understood? Let's just start from the beginning. What is the important day discussed? I'm coming to what is the important day discussed? It's the day of swearing in of the new president, Nelson Mandela, of their democratically elected government. And why is it so important? Because they have overthrown a government which had the thought or which was involved in the practice of treating these people in a very inhuman way. And it is but natural that on this day he gives a big thanks to all his leaders. So what is this paragraph about? It is his thank you to all the leaders, that they laid down their lives. And what is the regret? That he is not there to say thank you, but right now he feels that he is standing as a representative, showing, like the sacrifices of all the leaders, right? Clear? Yes. And of course he says that I am sad, yeah, that I'm not able to thank them, but yes, he decides, or how is he going to really thank them? By making efforts that the freedom that they have got, the dignity that they have got, is never ever taken away from them. Okay? Is it clear? So give me a yes or no. Kartike, Mehul? Yes, everyone? Okay, good. That's nice. Fine. Clear. This was a little difficult paragraph, okay, because naturally as a leader he wants to thank, and he thinks that right now what is the line that has begun? The line which will ensure the dignity and the freedom of all the people. Who was there before him? The leaders who had laid down, the leaders who had suffered. So he wants that this freedom that they have got, it should never ever be taken away. That all the sacrifices should not go waste. Clear? Very good. Very nice. Now let's carry on with the next paragraph. Yeah. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. Yes, because you're discriminated, because you belong to a different race, because your color is different. It is not a nice thing. Naturally, it is going to have a deep impact. Now, let me just give you one instance here. Like, yes, it is, I'm just talking about, say, maybe a newcomer comes to your class. And you don't accept that person. You make that person feel, we have our friends and we don't want to talk to you, and you stay away from us. Is that a nice feeling? Is that a nice feeling? No. How is a child going to feel? Hurt? Will the child like coming to school? No. And imagine if this happens every day. Every day this happens with the child. Is the child going to lead a happy life? Every day somebody reminds you, you're a newcomer, we're not talking to you. He will be stressed. Yes, Shantanu, he will be stressed, will not be happy, would not like coming to school. And he will have doubts about himself only, that why these people are not making friends with me. So imagine going through all this. Imagine here that you are made to realize you are different. No, you can't come beyond this area. That is your area. You stay there. You can't follow these dreams. You can't do this. You can't do that. You are made to realize that every day. It's not a nice life. Yes. Okay. Right. So we should understand all these things here. So this is what he's trying to say. It left a big wound in my country and my people. So a scar that was there. So when you fall down, you hurt yourself, there's that mark here. So they've had this wound for a long, long time. They've been suffering. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. Yes, they're going to take a long time to recover from that. But the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the, please underline these, note down these names, the Oliver Tambos and the Walter Cicelus, the Chief Ethulius, the Yusuf Dadus, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Sobukways of our time. Men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like may never be known again. Yes, they had suffered a lot. They had gone through a lot of pain, but as a result of that suffering and a result of that indignity and discrimination, what had happened? They were leaders. They were brave people who rose out of this unequal circumstances, right? So we'll continue tomorrow.